question, and I was asking myself that question at the time. No, I'm doing a new craft show where I learn the crafts as I've done before, but I have to compete at county level. Oh. So I'm going to agricultural and county shows all around the UK. Right. And I was in Harrogate on Tuesday at the amazing Great Yorkshire Show, and I'm up in Wales on Monday. But I haven't. I mean, I'm still doing locations and everything, and we've got a new series coming out in August.
Oh, sure. This is just a
this is
add-on to that.
An add-on, yes. Yeah. And had Phil been with me, he might have been helpful, or he might have been super critical because he's a farming boy. Oh, is he? So
oh, right, OK. But the sheep thing. Now, my thing would be, first of all, I'd be really worried that it scampered off. Because you've got to hold it, haven't you? Yeah. You've almost got to straddle it, which is a worry. Yes. Yeah. And then I would be really worried about hurting it.
Well, that's what happened. I wrestled with the sheep, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and the leg goes here and the head goes there. It's very undignified. And that was fine. But then I'm very left-handed, and it was a right-handed setup, and I was terrified of cutting the sheep.
Yeah,
I just couldn't. And Roger, the very nice sheep shearing guy, kept on saying, keep it flat, and I didn't really understand what he meant. And what he means is the shearers go like that, and if you keep that bit flat, you can't cut the sheep. But I just couldn't be convinced, because you're going into the wool, and you can't see where you're going, and I'm not very good on sheep anatomy.
Well, no, nobody really, unless that's, you know, you've been brought up with that, and you do that, you're not really going to know when you just get stuck in. But as well as that, what other things were you doing? What did they have you doing?
I learned to make Yorkshire pudding, a brilliant Yorkshire pudding recipe, which was fantastic. And then I was entering a needlecraft competition with a cushion that I had made. And all the shows I'm going to, I have to enter. So whether that's baking or flowers or paper craft. Oh, I'm there, and I've made the thing.
Yeah. So nobody did one for you, and one I made earlier. You do the whole thing.
It's absolutely, and that element of it is quite hard because it's totally down to me.
No, absolutely. Do you think that people, because where I am, there's lots of shows. We've got one in Scone, we've got one at Glamis Castle, and they're fantastic. Really good day out. And do you think that they're getting more popular now? People are actually hankering after that sort of life, you know?
I think if once people know about them, festivals have become hugely popular. But county shows are a really, really great day out. And I think, I mean, the Great Yorkshire Show was absolutely packed. You could hardly move. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's like a celebration of everything. I mean, you get all the sort of animals, and there's all that going on. But then food, the beer tent.
And the beer tent.
Beer tent is good.
And the Devon County Show, there was a wonderful bee tent and the cider. And it just goes on and on. 12,000 competitors at the Great Yorkshire Show.
Wow, that's huge. Absolutely huge. So do you feel that maybe, you know, that this is something that's a bit untapped in a way as far as TV goes, certainly? You've found a wee niche here, haven't you?
Well, it would be nice, wouldn't it? We're all looking for...
Yeah, no, very much so.
Something which hasn't been put on TV before.
And I think people quite like that. You know, it's almost hankering back to nostalgia and things like that, which is really good. But as well as that, you are still doing location.
Yes.
With your TV hubby.
Yes.
It would be strange for you to be working with anyone else. It just wouldn't really be the same, would it?
No, it wouldn't be the same.
Yes. It'd be absolutely fine. So that's still going on. And what about the property market generally? Are you optimistic, or do you think has it bottomed out yet? Do you see it going up a little bit? What do you think?
My great frustration is that we see national statistics all the time, and there's no such thing as a national house price statistic because each area has its different levels of employment, some good, some bad. Each place has different levels of house building, and it's very, very important for everyone to understand that they have to look regionally. I mean, London is completely different. It's a world city. It shouldn't be included in the statistics because it knocks everything off. Yeah. And what's going on in Nottingham, what's going on in Ulster, what's going on in Swansea, they're all completely different.
Yeah, so you shouldn't really kind of lump everything in. No. It's like there's little pockets that are doing OK, and there's always going to be areas that aren't doing so well, I guess. Yeah. But, you know, the British have always had this fascination that we want to own our own houses. You know, that's why location does so well.
I think, I mean, it's a very fundamental thing, and at the moment we're looking about 75% owner-occupier, and that's probably the highest that we've ever had, and it's probably as high as it's going to go. But I think the thing is that it's very difficult because everyone's living longer, and so everyone thinks that 30 is the new 20, and that they can sort of put it off and not save in the way that previous generations had done. Yeah. And that is quite dangerous because the one thing we can't do is have children later. So what's happening is people are buying houses, getting married, having children, all in a very short space of time and putting enormous strain on themselves and their relationships. Yeah. And then when you have children later, then your parents get ill at the same time, your children need you more, and everything's being very compacted. And I think we have to look at that and perhaps say to our young people, yes, we want you to have a youth, of course, but we do have to think about the future. Because with an ageing population, who is going to look after us in our old age if we've always rented and we haven't got anything saved up?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. It really does. Listen, stay with us, because I want to talk to you as well about your lovely family and all the rest of it. But right now we've got to do the competition, offering you a choice of 2 hotel breaks and £25,000 as well.
How do you fancy taking things easy this summer?
You could have an extra £25,000 in your pocket and enjoying a relaxing break in somewhere like this.
Courtesy of Q Hotels, you could win either a romantic break for 2 to one of their 21 hotels across the UK, or instead, a family break for up to 4 people in up to 2 shared rooms. The choice is yours.
To be in the running to win yourself the choice of an idyllic romantic break or a fun-filled family getaway.
And the £25,000.
Answer this question correctly.
In the famous nursery rhyme, the Grand Old Duke of York had how many men? A, 1,000, B, 5,000, C, 10,000. Call 090 49 59 6000. Calls cost no more than £1.03 from BT landlines. Calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles will be considerably more. Text your answer A, B or C to 64499. Text costs £1 plus 1 standard network rate message, or enter for free at itv.com. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at midday, Friday the 15th of July, and entries made after this time won't be counted but may still be charged. Good luck.
Yep, good luck. Thanks to everybody who's got in touch this morning. We were talking about Brad and Angelina. Apparently they're going to get married, Kirstie. And Donna McKinley says, I wish them all the best, but I think that when celebs get married, it all goes pear-shaped, she says. And I think that as long as, this is Amanda, as long as Brad and Angelina are happy, marriage shouldn't be an issue. Now, you're not married, been together for ages.
I'm
are you
not married,
you thinking about it? What are you thinking?
I will get
time.
I will literally get shot if I talk about whether or not we're married on the telly.
Well, there's you and your lovely man. But there's a way that sometimes, if it is working for you, why change it if it's doing OK?
I think the answer is that with Brad and Angelina, they're both in the public eye, so there's enormous speculation.
Absolutely.
My other half is quite a private person, and yeah.
No,
I think if I was going to do it, it would have to be very, very, very discreet. Yes.
Exactly. And you do have to do this thing that all working mums do, is the juggling, what you do with the kids. And that's always a difficult one, isn't it?
Yes, and you get it wrong. I got it wrong this week, actually, and I really felt it. And you do. And it's extraordinary because you plan everything and then something happens and you just think...
Like the sports day gets washed out.
Well, that's what
gets
happened to
changed.
Me. Yeah, the date of sports day got changed, and
you couldn't be there.
No,
and then you feel so guilty and all of that. But it's the thing, and it's terrible. It's the thing we never ask men. We always ask women, how do you juggle the kids and the job? And we never ask blokes. Kirstie, great to see you. Good luck with the new thing, and I don't think you'll have a career of sheep shearing, mind you.
No.
Stick to the property. But thank you. It's lovely to see you, and I'll see you Monday. You have a great weekend. Bye bye.